Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Screens. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're going to bring you along with us as we go through a day at Impact.
Some really good toast.
Okay, maybe not everything, but we realized that the past couple of episodes haven't really captured the essence of what we were looking for in Behind the Screens. It's beautiful out. You know, the last couple of episodes were a little bit more scripted and a little bit more produced than we wanted them to be. So we figured the only way to get back to Behind the Screens was to really go and dive right into this vlog style episode. If you're looking for a car, nope, every other reason the Jeep is for you. So in order to figure out if it did or didn't work, I need your feedback. So if you do like this episode or if you don't like this episode, let me know. I have absolutely no idea how this episode's gonna come out, but hey, only one way to find out. All right, so everyone at Impact is on one or multiple teams, and each one of those teams has what we call a planning and retro. So those meetings are weekly, and it's a 2-hour meeting that allows our teams to get together and figure out exactly what they're going to accomplish for the week and solve any ongoing issues that they have.
Meeting's over, lunchtime.
Woo, lunchtime.
Later.
Later.
Thanks, Kathleen. Bye.
So I was working on this video that you're watching right now when I saw a Slack message from Tom. The message reads like this: I believe that I learn more and learn faster by understanding what shouldn't be done versus understanding what should be done. So I'm gonna go bug him right now and see if he has anything else to say about that. Let's go check it out.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
So if you could go into a little bit more detail
I'll be back.
for the people in the world on what you were saying in Slack.
And many times in these books, they tell you what to do. So if you're going to solve for something, a person that is successful in this way does these things. In this book, there are so many examples of what you should not do. I'm finding that those things are resonating more with me, and that I'm actually retaining and learning more from that. But a lot of times you don't think about the opposite. And the great thing about thinking the opposite is it then opens up all the things you can do. So you're not limited to a specific list. And that was really it.
So tying that back to this episode, which is all about us kind of flipping the format and trying something different with Behind the Screens, there's a whole lot of like uncertainties, and I find myself sitting there all the time saying, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? But maybe if I just start systematically eliminating things that I shouldn't do, that over time I'll kind of converge on what I should do with Behind the Screens.
Yeah, it's almost like narrowing the bottom of your thought process opens up the top big time. Or at least narrowing the end of your process opens up the beginning.
All right, so I turned the camera off, and then Tom and I started talking again, and also Dan is here, and Ramona. Hi, everyone. I realized that what we were talking about was getting further and further into what we really wanted to talk about in this episode, which was the idea of, can companies document instead of creating content? So this conversation that we had and are having wasn't something that we planned to have. It wasn't something we wrote a script for. This is what's happening every single day, at least in our office, and I'm sure in yours. So if we're not capturing it, are we missing opportunities to create more different and compelling content?
Much of content creation is super planned. And I think what we're talking about now is how do you create a method for unplanned content creation that's still really powerful.
It's like we have to have that one part planned but then life happens after it. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, that's a really good point, right? So knowing the things that you do want to cover, but not necessarily planning every single aspect of how you want to cover them. Because I mean, that's what we did in the last couple of episodes, and I didn't like it. It was contrived, right? We had tried too hard to articulate our point concisely.
You know, transparency is so important in content and what you're sharing with other people. I don't think there's any greater form of transparency than what we're doing right now, because we haven't scripted or planned any of this conversation. So what you're hearing is the first in real time that it's happened.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be said about that for sure.
It's like my article last week, win people over by embracing your flaws.
Yeah.
Seriously. Now, I'm gonna go edit this. What's up? Come on in. No, come on in. Join the conversation, Shandy. Can compelling content be documented? So like, can I come in here, record this conversation, and turn it into something that you would want to watch and learn from?
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Check out that scarf though.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks. All right, see y'all later. Thanks.
Hey, so I'm finally home, and today was great. I really enjoyed being able to give you a tour of Impact and show you a little bit of what it's like behind the scenes. Now, if you like this episode, please let me know. And if you have any other feedback on any ways that we can change this format, I'd also love to hear. So feel free to leave a comment below or send me a message. We do an episode like this every Wednesday, so feel free to subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, I'm gonna hypnotize you. You are considering subscribing. You are considering subscribing to Impact Branding and Design on YouTube. Hey, so I just showed Vin the episode that you just watched, and I just noticed he's walking out the door. Hey, Vin.
What's up?
So that's everything we have for you this week on Behind the Screens. Vin, what do you think? Can good content be documented?
I think if it's done right, hell yeah.
All right, right on.